Many university professors are grave diggers. They have this ineluctable desire to visit cursed tombs, haunted graveyards, and dig up dead bodies. By that, I mean, when I was in undergrad, when I was in grad school, there were so many professors who loved to go to the political graveyard and disinter failed ideologies, dig up the bodies of socialism, communism, Maoism, even ideologies like segregation they seem to have dug up. And what they do is they dig up these dead bodies and they present them to students. They say these entities, socialism, communism, so on and so forth, these entities were killed when they shouldn't have been. These entities should still be alive. We need to revivify them. So what they do is they perform this sort of black magic over the dead bodies of socialism, communism, Maoism, whatever it is. They bring these things back to life. And they teach students that these evils were wrongly killed, wrongly buried. We need to bring them back. And typically what they do is they'll put new clothes on them, so to speak. They'll give these evil ideologies a facelift. They'll do this with language. Socialism will become something like modern monetary theory. And what they tell students essentially is socialism, communism didn't kill millions of people. It was hijacked by right-wingers. Noam Chomsky says this. He says what happened in the Soviet Union was a right-wing deviation. That's what they call it, a right-wing deviation. They have tricked themselves, I think. They believe that by digging up these monsters, the monsters are going to destroy their enemies, conservatives, traditional liberals, and also bring the world to a utopian place, and they'll be in power. I mean, think about the movie The Mummy. They dig up this evil. The people who dig them up want to use this evil to gain power. The whole point of bringing this up is because I see these necrophilic professors constantly bringing up things that sane people, heroes in the past, buried. Some people hate these evil ideologies so much you can't even speak their name. It sort of is like Voldemort to them. Many of my friends from the former Soviet Union who've become Americans, and also shout out to my Cuban Americans, if they even sort of hear the name or word of communism on a politician's lips, they go nuts. There's some Chinese here who escaped the Red Guard. They lose their mind. Rightfully so. They're saying, in so many words, don't dig up the past. Don't dig up the evil past. Keep it buried. Keep it buried. But it doesn't matter. You bury the dead, the evil dead. You put markers all around, warnings all around. You tell people, don't disturb these evil dead spirits. Leave all of these things in the graveyard. But there'll be a new generation of intellectuals who think they're morally superior, who think they can, fix the evil past. They can tweak it. They can find a new version of the evil past. They'll dig it up. They'll bring it before students. The students will be brainwashed into believing these dead evil ideologies will be useful. Not only useful, but maybe the savior to society. And again, we'll have to push back against it. The sad part is sometimes these dead monsters come back, they gain power, and they run society for 30 or 40 years into the ground. Mayhem, famine, rioting, destruction, even genocide, disappearances. You dig them up, they ruin the countries they're dug up in, and then sane people, reasonable people, people who are wise, politically wise, have to kill these monsters again, these socialism, communism, buried again, and then a new generation comes of usually intellectuals who dig them up, convince the students seep out into society, right? This is constantly the path that these sorts of things take. And then the population gets behind it and they say, hey, let's try socialism. Let's try communism. Let's try a little bit of Maoism. Let's try extreme political correctness and see how that goes. Constantly dug up. In different societies, you could also see something like fascism dug up and nationalism dug up. And you're starting to see some people on the right do that as well. Some ethno-nationalist movements are digging up ethno-nationalism. It's not just a left-wing thing. Right-wingers can dig up dead evil entities of the past as well. So stay away from political cemeteries. Those ideologies are in there for a reason. Professors, stop being so necrophilic. Stop being so necrophilic and obsessed with, I would say, the dark arts, right? Revivifying dead monsters to try to gain power, or maybe this time the monsters will not be monstrous. It's idiotic. It's stupid. But I know, like a moth to light, you cannot handle it. Like the poem goes, the fool goes with a bandaged hand back to the fire, and the dog goes back to his vomit.